Gotta aim for the top like, hello, yeah. I can never doubt myself, I know better. All of you critics be acting like you know better. Blowing the smoke, but I know when the dust settles that I'm in my element. It's evident that there's levels to the game. All of those dark nights I got then, breaking my back to make it out, got me feeling like rain. I ain't never need your help, I know you wishing me well. A penny for your thoughts, but seeing no change. I snap for the sun like Diddy. The riches got a mad ass son, I'm like Billy. I ain't never switch up, whole team with me. Putting on for my city like OAGZ. Set the pace as long as you finish. Consumers find a way inside your business. Babble, they try to dabble in it and they hate the fact that they may have to witness. You try to aim for the top like this and you're in your element with a fire like this. And they hoping you fall and they praying you miss. But it's all in the risk, I got you with the switch, you know.
I'm in the zone, give me the throne. One shot, that's all that you got. That's all that I know. Foot on the gas, 155 on the road. You could be a friend of me, an enemy. Keep that same old energy, cause I know.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Printing Money Podcast. As usual, I'm your host, Travis Cochran, joined today by Big Al Poker. Big Al, what's up, brother?
What's going on, man? What's going on?
You know, I'm just fresh off a successful week of challenges. Money all over the place. You went 0-2.
That game should have gone over in Philadelphia.
Yeah. Keep telling me about all the games that should go over in primetime, and I'll keep telling you to bet primetime unders.
Ravens over.
Hey, you know what the crazy part is? If Joe Burrow finishes the game, I actually think they score less. Because the only reason the score got ran up so high is Jake Browning went 3 and out over and over again, just kept giving the Ravens a short field.
I don't understand why teams like, especially like the Bengals, why would you settle on a horrible backup to give yourself any chance of winning? Like, I mean, I know you guys are 3 games out of division, 2 games out of division, but you still have wild card chances.
Look, Jake Browning is not a horrible backup quarterback, okay? He's just, former Washington Husky standout, okay? He went 8 for 14 following Burrow's injury in Week 11. He's ready to beat Pittsburgh this week, okay?
Nope.
He's the Bengals.
No, they're at home. On the road.
I don't care if they play them in space. This guy's got no chance in hell. This is just atrocious.
Playing them in space.
All right, let's dive in, okay? We had a phenomenal week last week. Absolutely phenomenal week. I hope you were on all of those picks because we were crushing. We're going to crush again, all right? It's a holiday season. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I am ready to print some money. What about you, Al? You ready?
Yeah, what are you thankful for coming up? What are you thankful for?
I'm thankful for the audience and all the people that have supported us, subscribed, liked, follow, and hang out here with us every single week on the Printing Money Podcast. What are you thankful for, Al?
I'm thankful for the ability to co-host a great show with an awesome friend and give amazing picks and talk about football.
I mean, one of us certainly gives amazing picks and talks about football. Yeah, one of us. The other guy challenges me every time he gets it. Just,
hey, you know what? I have 1 challenges, so I feel proud about that.
You've won 1 challenge.
3.
Name them.
You want to name them? We're running out of time. Let's go. Let's go on the show.
1 fucking challenge is what he's won, okay? All right. We're going to start off with Turkey Day. Thanksgiving. The festival of feast. The NFL's holiday. The Detroit Lions, well, they're always on Thanksgiving. This time they're at home. -7.5 against your favorite quarterback, Jordan Love, and the Green Bay Packers. Over under currently sitting at 46.5 or 47. How do you feel about them Lions?
Well, I mean, this is actually an easy play by all means. I mean, I'm not playing this game 100%. It's going to take Lions first quarter, first half. Like, that's a no-brainer. Packers do not score in the first quarter, first half. So you're going to get Lions will easily go up by a touchdown. Take them first quarter, first half. Lock that in for sure. And then, of course, I like Lions on the game as well. But I think your best bet on this game is first quarter, first half Detroit.
So I'm on the Lions first half, and I'm on a teaser. This is part of my Turkey Day teaser. It is the Thanksgiving special. Detroit Lions are leg number 1. Detroit -1.5. They're not going down at home to J-Love It's not happening. This kid is just not getting any better, Al. You say what you want about him. He played the Chargers on Sunday, and I get it. They won the football game, but no, they didn't. I mean, the Chargers had backup receivers everywhere, drop balls everywhere. Keenan Allen had one of the worst games I've ever seen. Then they dropped the touchdown pass to lose the game. I mean, it's just Jordan Love didn't do anything. Aaron Jones is likely not going to play in this game. He's banged up, even if he does. It's going to be an A.J. Dillon show again. I like the Lions here. The Lions' resurgence to come back and finish that Bears game and the resilience that they showed as a football team, to me, that is the kind of thing that propels them forward. And I don't think the Packers have any hope of slowing them down here. It's going to look like a locomotive freight train running through the Motor City of Detroit, where all systems a go. Detroit Lions getting the Turkey Day kickoff celebration morning win.
Yep, 100%. Detroit. By the way, Keenan Allen actually had a good game last against the Packers. I'm not sure
Statistically, if you watched it, he had a horrible game.
10 catches, 116 and a touchdown?
How many drops?
The drops.
How many drops? How many bad routes ran? How many balls that he could have caught? I never feel this way about Keenan Allen. In my opinion, Keenan Allen's the best, most consistent player on the Chargers offense. He looked really bad on Sunday. Really
I mean, I don't know about really bad.
It was the only game I lost in the morning. The only game. Now that's not true. Some idiot convinced me to bet the Titans fucking at 9:58 in the morning. So whatever. It's the only game I lost that actually, was a football game. So it was the only game that I really picked that I was confident in that I lost. So my eyes were glued to the screen, just MFing the Packers left and right. And I got to be honest, for once I wasn't MFing Brandon Staley. I just thought there was no point. I might as well save my voice.
I don't know how Brandon Staley does a job. I just don't understand it.
How does Frank Reich still have a job?
Well, Frank Reich is because there's no other coach out there that can coach a shittier team.
I don't know how half the league has jobs, but you know what? It's okay because they do what they do, Al. You and I have a job here at the Printing Money Podcast.
That's true.
The Dallas Cowboys down in Texas. They're a team that always plays on Thanksgiving, where Dak Prescott is 1-5 against the spread because holidays and Dak don't go together apparently. He's too busy sending out Christmas cards and making commercials. They are -11 against the Washington Commanders, who actually let Tommy DeVito win a game when they had 6 turnovers against the New York Football Giants last week. How does Ron Rivera have a job?
I don't know. I really don't know. That's a lot of coaches here. I just don't understand. But really, there's no other coaches out there that they feel will do a better job anyway. So, I mean, it's you got to do what you got to do with.
Dallas Cowboys -10.5 or 11. Most books, it's kind of teetering in that area. 48.5 is the number. There's no objection on that. It's 48.5 across the board. It's Dallas at home, man. I mean, they blew out the Rams. They blew out the Giants. They just fresh off a blow-off on the road of Bryce Young and Carolina. I trust Dallas's defense at home. Do you trust Dak enough on Thanksgiving?
Yes, absolutely. I love the 11 points on the spread. I think it's a lot to give on a division game. I know Commanders are just got their ass whooped by the Giants, but Commanders for some reason, man, they come out to play ball. They always play the Eagles and the Cowboys tough. I think this kind of game here is better on a tease. I think I'm -5. Just because I hate that double digit 2 scores. It's just man, it's just hard. I know the Cowboys are home. I know they're a much better team, but man, it's hard for me to lay 11. Against a division opponent. So I think this game's best on a tease. I actually have teased as I think it's giving teaser as well. So
yeah, I agree. It's better on a tease. I'm not laying 11, especially with the CeeDee Lamb news. We're not really sure what's going on there. Dak and him have a connection without him. The offense, Tony Pollard's kind of really been hit or miss all year. I mean, Zeke's really having a better year in New England than Tony's having in Dallas, which is crazy. So quite frankly, I'm on the Cowboys -3.5 as my Turkey Day teaser. Of course, I got these lines in on Sunday. This thing has exploded. So, obviously, when you go out and you lose to Tommy DeVito, the market's going to shift and Dallas is going to get favored by a few more points. There's definitely some inflation here, but you can't take Washington. Dallas's ability to blow out bad teams is just too big. They win this game by 3 touchdowns a lot, so I don't like laying the 11, but I certainly like the teaser, and I really don't think the Commanders can get a W here on Thanksgiving. Not enough days this week to fix what went wrong last Sunday.
Yeah, I think it's you're better off on the tease by all means going on the tease. And actually, I just got to confirm. John Machota from Athletic Reports, he full practicing Tuesday, expects to play on Thursday with no limitations.
Cool, awesome. Good news for Dallas. Good news for the Turkey Day teaser. Make sure you gobble it up, guys. It's a 3-legger. We're going to talk about the other game right now, where my San Francisco 49ers go into Seattle to put a stranglehold on the Seahawks and the division. Is it Geno Smith or is it Drew Lock? Because Pete Carroll, well, he seems hopeful and expresses optimism that quarterback Geno Smith, who's dealing with an arm injury, will be able to recover in time for Thursday's game. However, there's a time issue. And so just in case, Pete Carroll's offense is practicing right now with Drew Lock. I got to be honest, Drew Lock looked terrible in his very brief stint against the Rams, and he looked terrible when he played for the Denver Broncos. And if he plays in this football game, the Niners are going to rout the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, I mean, even with Geno Smith, I still think the Niners rout the Seahawks. I mean, 6.5. You're getting it under the key number of 7 in this game. I mean, Niners should win this game by double digits. I think if you wait any longer, you're going to miss out on a really good line. 6.5 is a great number to get. There's no chance, even with Geno, see Geno does play, he won't be 100%, clearly. So there's no way this line drops to 6 or 5.5. No chance. It makes no sense.
I agree with you. I wouldn't think so, although I assume that when Geno gets announced, books will drop it initially. It's at 6.5 right now, 83% of the money and 76% of the bets. I can't imagine it moves very much if it drops at all. I've already put a very sizable chunk in here. Niners 6.5. Lay it and lock it in. I obviously put them on the teaser. I got that on a pick'em. I can't really see it. I certainly see it bridging 7 and soon. Like, you're going to want to get this now. But if Geno gets announced, I think it'll dip again on Thursday.
I mean, yeah, I just don't see how it dip. Maybe I have a point, but I don't understand how you dip a line with a quarterback that is not 100% against that Niners defense. The Niners front, dude, Chase Young, Bosa, Geno's not going to make times with the ball. I mean, look what he did against the Rams. Imagine against the Niners. I mean, you're talking about a defense 3x, 4x times better than the Rams defense. So I know the Niners lost who they lost their linebacker they lost for the year, Tony CL?
No, we lost Hufanga, strong safety. He plays in the box a lot, kind of more like a linebacker, big hit kind of guy. But the rookie came in, right, and he made plays last week. He picked off Baker. He made a hit on Mike Evans, dropped touchdown for us, a couple nice tackles. The fact of the matter is Geno Smith plays really good football when not under a ton of duress. Let me tell you what he's going to be under with Chase Young, Bosa, Armstead, Greenlaw, Hargrove, Fred Warner, a shitload of duress. Look at Baker last week. The kid got sacked so many times. Trevor Lawrence the week before was like they were having a midfield meeting back at Ohio State. Bosa and Young are super happy to be playing together. Young's happy to play for a contender. Line's healthy. Eric Armstead's getting one-on-ones and dominating on the inside. Geno's got no time here. I don't think it really matters. Drew Lock is going to be in for the day of his life if he plays this football game. But Geno makes enough mistakes under pressure. You can't make mistakes against a football team that I personally have power rated the number 1 team in the NFL again. Brock Purdy, playing at an elite level, leads the league in QBR despite what everyone wants to say about the kid. Cashed a nice ticket on that last weekend. Over 255 yards. We hit that with 10 minutes left in the third quarter. I see a lot of that in Seattle this week. We know we need this win for the division. We know we're chasing the Eagles who just beat the Chiefs last night. We can't afford to lose another game. We already had our rut. It's not happening again. Niners firing on all cylinders. Adam in the Turkey Day teaser. Cash it. Gobble that cash. 49ers minus 6.5 in an absolute rout of the Seahawks. They're getting steamrolled, man.
I hope so. I mean, they should. They're supposed to. They are supposed to get steamrolled. I said,
Very weird turn and twist of events. The NFL has given us a Friday game where the New York Football Jets and all-world quarterback. Wait, nope, that's not it.
Oh,
No. Zach Wilson won't even be dressing. He'll be on the scout team. Trevor Siemian will be the backup. Tim Boyle take on the Miami Dolphins and Tyreek Hill, who's trying to win MVP as a wide receiver. This spread is all the way up to 10. I tried to tell people to grab it early. We couldn't get the show out in time. I've gotten it 8. It ain't coming down. There's not going to be any money coming in on the Jets. If you were the backup to Zach Wilson, we know you're not good. Okay? We just know you're not good. So I don't see how this can come down when 88% of the money, 79% of the bets is currently on Miami with a spread of 10. I think this is like last week. This game closes at 12. The question is, unlike last week, do the Dolphins cover this time?
I think the Dolphins covered it big time. I saw we were talking last night during the game. We talked about this game between me and Sean, and the line was 10. You said you got it at 8.5, and I was like, "Oh, that's good. You got it a good line." I still liked it at 10, but I remember I talked about buying it down to 9.5, just in case I had that. Just in case they win by 10, I didn't want to push. I wanted to win, so I thought about buying it down. So come this morning, I look at the line; it's 9.5, and I was like, "Oh, well, I guess no need to buy it down."
So you got this morning at 9.5. I'm seeing it right now at 10, pretty much across the board. So there must have been a dip for a reason. Maybe somebody sharp came in on the 10, but I mean, I can't imagine how sharp you could be to be back in the Jets here. You couldn't. This feels a lot to me like Tommy DeVito when he started against Dallas. I don't know if you can make the number big enough for me to not lay the points.
Yeah, exactly. I don't see how it's possible that the Dolphins should route this game.
What do you know about Timothy Kevin Boyle?
That he sucks.
He played college at UConn, Eastern Kentucky. He was undrafted in 2018.
Of course.
He's played for the Packers, the Lions, the Bears, and the Jets.
Oh, my.
Model organizations of phenomenal quarterback play across the board. Look, he's obviously a professional quarterback. That makes him, I don't know, one of the best 100 quarterbacks in the world. But if you're worse than Zach Wilson, and you're 29 years old, and you've never started an NFL game, something tells me you're about to get routed by the Miami Dolphins. I just don't. This is a tough ask for this young man.
Yeah. Now that we're talking about it, this is to add to my parlay. I told you guys about doing Turkey Day. Throw in the Dolphins on that parlay money line. 500 pays you 6.5, so it pays you $650. That's a good parlay. All 4 to win money line. That's a great parlay.
By the way, my survivor pick of the week, we're going to get there in a little bit, is the Baltimore Ravens. That's because if you followed my picks all year, we already used the Miami Dolphins. If you've not used the Miami Dolphins, use the Miami Dolphins. They're not losing this football game, guys. I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, if you haven't used the Dolphins by now, then I'm sure people use the Dolphins.
Yeah, I would assume most people have, but I hadn't used the Ravens. I still have the Ravens. So some of us hold good teams to make sure we get value at the end of the year,
I mean, honestly, if you saw the Dolphins, look at their schedule, I think your safest play is using Miami either next week at Washington or the following week at home against Tennessee. If you have the Dolphins,
the Dolphins' schedule was just so freaking easy this year. Is the honest answer. I mean,
well, but their last couple their last games are some toughies.
Yeah.
I mean, the Jets, of course, they have the Jets at home, which is no problem. But then they have Dallas and at Baltimore. Whew, that's gonna be. Yeah.
All right. Well, Tim Boyle, good luck to you, young man.
Farewell.
Speaking of young men that don't need any luck, because they're just fucking good, the Houston Texans and C.J. Stroud are going to host T-Law, fresh off his domination of Will Levis. and the Tennessee Titans in what was one of the worst games I've ever seen a Mike Vrabel coached football team produce. Ever. I can't even tell you the Jaguars played good. I can tell you the Titans played bad. Really, really bad.
Willie, everyone's all hyped on Will Levis. And look what
In
happened.
fairness, I was hyped on the kid too. He made me money. Like he really did this first week, and then I gave it back. Jacksonville -1.5 with an over/under at 48.5 down in Houston. Who do you like, Al?
I mean, I love CJ Stroud. I really do, and
Me too.
I think he's a great quarterback. I don't see them losing this game. I mean, they're getting +2 at home, which I think is outrageous. Trevor Lawrence is not the Trevor Lawrence that he was last year, the year before. He's clearly struggling getting the ball in the end zone, especially in the red zone. He's struggled a lot this year. I mean, the guy with as many weapons as he has, I think he has, 8 touchdowns on the year? Dude, there are 11 weeks. You have 8 passing touchdowns. You're Trevor Lawrence, and you have 8 passing touchdowns? Like, dude, come on. What is wrong with you, dude? Like, you have Calvin Ridley, you have Evan Ingram, you have Travis Etienne, you have Christian Kirk. I mean, you have talent. There's absolutely no reason for you to be throwing 8 touchdown passes through 11 or I guess 10 games this season. That's erroneous. So I like the Texans a lot. Take the Texans on the money line. You don't need the 2 points. 2 points is unneeded. Take the money line right now.
Well, you might as well get it today because I guarantee you it's going down. 86% of the bets on Houston. Everyone thinks that T-Law is fraudulent. Historically, the Texans put the Jaguars incredibly close. They came off a big blowout win. CJ, on the other hand, came off of a multiple interception turnover day where they did enough to hang on and beat Kyler Murray. And honestly, I just feel like for CJ, that's going to be the kind of game where he comes out and makes sure that doesn't happen next week. Whereas Trevor Lawrence, flying high, they feel good. It's ready to come back to earth. I don't really understand this line. I think the Texans are just flat out a better football team. In a world where pretty much everything is even, CJ Stroud is just better than Trevor Lawrence. I'm ready to say that right now. CJ Stroud is better than Trevor Lawrence. You just mentioned all the weapons that T-Law has. Meanwhile, CJ Stroud is over here making Nico Collins and Tank Dell look like all-pro wide receivers. No one even knew who they were 12 weeks ago.
Yeah, wow.
I mean, I just really don't think this is close. CJ Stroud's moved into the top 10 of the MVP voting system. You can get him right now at 20-1. By the way, I'd go get him because I think CJ Stroud has a real shot of being the first MVP since Jim Brown. The Houston Texans make the playoffs. I have bet the Houston Texans to make the playoffs, and it starts by taking out the division-leading Jacksonville Jaguars this Sunday. Must-win game. CJ Stroud, I like it. Go get it. I took the 2 points. You can be bold like Al and take the money line, but I took the 2 points. Yeah, I think CJ has a real shot here, honestly. Jalen Hurts obviously is the front runner for MVP, right? Goes out and beat Mahomes last night. Actually, Montez Scantling beat Mahomes last night. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But, Jalen Hurts gets credited with the win, of course. Lamar's got a huge shot. Mahomes always has a shot. Brock Purdy's leading the league in QBR. And right behind that, you've got CJ Stroud. He's not that far away here with a handful of games to go to make this happen. If the Texans make the playoffs, I think it's a real voters possibility.
Yep.
Indianapolis. The Colts. Big Al will be on location in Indy when Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers come to town fresh off the physical game they just played with the 49ers. Teams that play the 49ers typically don't cover the spread the next week. It's a physical game. It's a tough life on the road. They're on the road again. Colts -2.5. Who do you like?
I think the play in this game is the over 43.5. The Colts just released Shaq Leonard today, which was, to me, shocking I mean, I cannot believe
It's mind-boggling to me. I don't understand it at all.
this guy was one of the best linebackers in the league 2 years ago. I mean, he was MVP, defense MVP, runner-up. I just, don't understand. I know he had an injury, actually 3 years ago, excuse me. I know 2 years ago he was out for the season injured, and then last year he made a comeback, did pretty well. This year, kind of off rough to start. He's missed a lot of tackles this year. Hasn't been like that involved in the defense. I noticed he hasn't played a lot too either. So I guess something's going on internally that I didn't know about personally, from what I've seen, what I'm hearing. Excuse me. So, but it was shocking to see us actually cut the guy. I mean, I know he has a big contract guaranteed next season, but why cut him midseason? Like, it's not going to change anything. I mean, why would you give up a defensive player that has so much talent? But, wish you the
Clearly,
best.
it's because we want the Niners to use all that cap space they have to get another defensive rotating player like Shaq Leonard.
I mean, I mean, he's obviously going to be claimed on waivers. It's no doubt about it. I mean,
I don't know what the waiver order is right now. There's no way this man goes unclaimed.
Yeah, he's going to go claimed. Who knows to who, what team? But I mean,
Hopefully
why
for
not?
him a contender?
Why not trade Shaq Leonard? If you're going to cut him, why not make a? Well, I'm going to get the trade deadline already passed.
I would assume that they probably tried to move him on the deadline, and for one reason or another, they couldn't. I don't know.
I mean, God, imagine Shaq Leonard the Niners. Holy shit!
Well, I got to be honest. Would you be shocked tomorrow if there's a press release that John Lynch wouldn't claim this kid? Because I wouldn't.
Oh, he's going to claim it.
This is what we do, man. The Niners find diamonds in the rough on defense all day long. We wouldn't stole Randy Gregory from the Broncos. He doesn't even play.
Yeah.
Pro Bowl Randy Gregory doesn't even play.
Yeah, that's odds. Yeah, I don't know. That's
depth
for
ages on the 49ers. But back to the Colts, man. Get to your own team.
I mean, I'll be at the game in person. 2.5. The Colts should win this game by over a field goal. I don't see why that doesn't happen. But I think the best play in this game is over 43.5. I like to go over a lot in this game. Both defenses are not the greatest, especially the Colts at home. They're giving up on average 28 points a game on the road at home. Excuse me. So they struggle at home. Clearly, they don't win at home. They've only won one game this year at home. I know it because I've been to all 4 losses. So it's been rough home games for us. We just struggle. I'm not sure why. Most teams should do well at home. We're the exact opposite. We crush on the road. I believe we're 4-1 on the road this year. 4-1 on the road this year. We won 1 game at home. We're 1-4 at home. So it's just take the over. 43.5 is a very low number for a team that's given up so many points. Baker Mayfield, can put up points on the board. We've seen that already. They put up 14 on the Niners defense. They're going to put up 20-something on the Colts defense. But this game is going to be definitely a shootout. Bucs defense isn't that great either. So definitely lay the over 43.5 because that line's going to go up to at least 45, I think, by kickoff.
Yeah, I like the over in this game as well. My struggle here is I really think the Bucs are a better football team than the Colts. But I don't like the road trip aspect of what's happening here. I don't like the Colts are coming up a bye week. I don't like the Bucs played the Niners last week. And so for all those reasons, I have to avoid. I mean, you have to understand, going into December last year, the Niners were teams that played the 49ers the following week were 1-12 against the spread.
Wow.
This week, they're 30% against the spread after playing the Niners. It's a physical football game. We come out there, we run the ball down your throat, we do all kinds of crazy stuff, we play physical on both lines of scrimmages, and we wear you out. So to then take a jet all the way across to the other side of the country on the road again, and the other team's well rested off a bye week, I can't do it. I have to avoid it, and I can't bet the Colts when I think the Bucs are a better football team. So I'm just going to let this go. It is what it is. Over 43.5. Indy has been over in all but 2 games this season, I believe. Is that accurate, Al?
Correct. Yeah, we are 8-2 on the over this year.
There you go. The New York Football Giants and the magic that Brian Daboll did last week looked like David Copperfield out there in the middle of that fucking stadium. He literally made the Commanders disappear. It was absolutely amazing. The question is, How does he handle New England? Did you think that the New England Patriots could be favored in another football game this season? Because I did not. They are favored right now by 3.5 over Tommy DeVito. You can get them at 3 if you wanted them. -3.5, -3. Both lines are still kind of there. There's a lot more 3s than 3.5s. If you want the Giants, go get 3.5 now. I kind of want the Giants. You got any proof that Tommy DeVito's any worse than Bailey Zappi and Mac Jones? You got any proof that the Giants defense is any worse than whatever makeshift team Bill Belichick's thrown together? I know Bill's record off a bye, but this ain't the same old song and dance with the Patriots. How you feeling, big man?
Yeah, I want to know how they're favored, but I guess
Because you can't make Tommy DeVito lay points. That's how they're
making him a pick. I mean, this game really should be a pick 'em. Really, this game should be a pick 'em. It should not even be
I have these two teams and Carolina basically in a 3-way tie for I'm not sure which one of you is the worst team in the NFL this week.
Yeah, I mean, this game, I said, easily should be a pick 'em. I'm not sure why they're even 3 points involved in this game.
I kind of like the Giants plus 3.5, but I got to be at home. But I got to be honest with you, I can't tell people to lock it in.
I think I'm going to announce right now as my stay away game because this game is stupid and boring. I mean, if you're a degenerate gambler, then
I don't even know if it's degenerate. I think there's value on the Giants. I'm with you. I think they're getting 3 too many points.
Man, the Patriots. I mean, Bill Belichick is such a good coach. What the hell happened? I mean, I feel like this is a game about who outcoaches who. Dable's a good coach too, but I just feel like Bill Belichick, kind of 3 points, man. I don't know.
Here's the problem with what you're saying, Al. Bill Belichick's obviously the greatest coach in the history of the NFL. You have to have talent to be able to cultivate and coach it.
Yeah, of course. And he has Mac Jones.
Brian Daboll has more talent than the Patriots. The Giants have more talent. They may not have it at quarterback. The problem is they're starting Tommy DeVito, and I said may not have it. I'm not even sure that Mac Jones is better than Tommy DeVito.
Yeah, you're right.
So I actually think the current modern-day head coach that's more in tune with current modern-day thinking, who has more talent on his roster, fresh off a big win that gives Tommy DeVito some confidence, at home, getting 3.5 is value. It's sick to me because I don't know how to lay money on Tommy DeVito, but I think there's value.
You're right. There's definitely value there. They're definitely get some value on the run. Yeah, you're right.
I convinced Big Al. The question is, viewers, did I convince you? Because I'm doing it. I'm laying 3.5 on the Giants. I'm doing it. If you don't do it, I get it. I'm not going to tell you to lock it in. This is ugly. This is as ugly as it gets. When you're having to bet Tommy DeVito, this is ugly. But this is what I do. When I see value, I take value. I'm a sports bettor. So I can't not do this. To me, this line is at most New England -1. At most. 3.5, if you can get the hook, take it. Take the hook. I want the under, but it's at 33.5. I just can't touch the over/under at 33.5. This game is so ugly.
It's going to be 9-6 final score.
This game is going to be so.
Giants had a pretty good defense, man. They actually had good defense, and the Giants have the Giants lit it up last week against Commanders. I get that, but Commanders' defense sucks. Patriots at least have a better defense than them. So I think.
Do they have a better defense without Christian Gonzalez? They have a better defense without Matthew Judon. They haven't had a defense all damn season because those guys are hurt.
They held the Colts at 10 points.
The Colts held the Colts to 10 points.
Regardless of the fact, okay, I think they both have struggling offenses and decent defenses, not like the worst in the world, but they have some talent on defense. I don't know if Thibodeau for the Giants is playing. I know he got hurt in the last game, so I'm not sure he's going to play. That's a big key loss to the Giants defense, that's for sure.
Sure.
regardless, I think the under 33.5 is actually a pretty solid play. I don't see touchdowns being scored at all in this game. I mean, if a touchdown gets scored, it's going to be one at the most, maybe defensive. But this is going to be a game of no scoring and field goals if they get downfield.
This is going to be ugly. This is battle of ugly.
Yeah. I think the under is a very good play, 33.5. I don't see how both these teams can score that many points. That's been the lowest recorded under in history, isn't it? Because this is for two NFL teams, 33.5. Like that's super freaking low.
It's pretty damn low. I could tell you. I don't know. I'd have to look that set up. I could tell you that Iowa, Nebraska opened this week at 27 because Vegas is tired of all of us betting the Iowa under every week. It's like the most sure thing in college football, and immediately sharp bettors still hammered under 27. The line's down to 26. It's going to close as the lowest under in college football history. So I would assume this probably has to be pretty close for an NFL game. But I feel like I remember seeing some 32s and 31s a couple seasons back.
Sure.
I don't know. To me, it's just way too damn low. And Mac Jones is capable of just giving up defensive scores. So is Tommy DeVito. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, I think we said at 31.5. I think for some reason I feel like last season the Steelers played the Ravens.
Yes,
that's
exactly. It's those three teams: Steelers, Ravens, Cleveland. I can't remember what game it was, but I was on the under and it hit.
Yeah, I think it was Steelers. I remember last year it was Trubisky and Huntley for the Ravens.
There you go.
1.5 was the over under, and
it sounds right to me.
13-10, I think was the final score.
That sounds right to me.
Yeah.
All right. Carolina goes into Tennessee, where we love Mike Vrabel when he's a home dog, but he's not a home dog this week. He's -4. -4.
I got 3.5.
-4 after the game that he put together last week. You got 3.5. Okay, so there's some 3.5s out there. Over under 37. Can you lay over a field goal with Will Levi? This is my walk-away game of the week. Just so you know.
I'm gonna agree with my walk-away game. So I'm gonna jump on that walk-away train. You have room on that train for me to jump on that train with you? Because this game,
absolutely. You just got to put shoes on and walk the other direct. Put the Nikes on and run. Because I'm not watching this damn game. I don't want to watch Bryce Young play Will Levis. I don't want to have to lay 4 with the Titans, and I stand by my statement that I could never bet the Panthers.
Yeah.
So
here's a bet for you. Bet interception, yes, Bryce Young. And bet I know there's a great prop bet. Bet interception on both. Bet the over in the sacks. I mean, I don't care if it's 5.5, 4.5, 6.5. Both quarterbacks will be sacked at least 5 times each. Take the over in the sacks.
I like both those bets more than I like points and lines in this game for sure. So if you're degenerate, just has to have some money on every single NFL football game. Both quarterbacks should throw a pick is a bet that Al and I have been talking about for a while here. Actually, I like it a lot. But I'm just going to bet nothing. I don't have to have money on every game. I'm good, man. I don't see any value in this. I value my time more than watching it.
Yeah.
Jake Browning. What can Brown do for you? Well, the Bengals are going to find out because Joe Burrow's out for the year. Surgery on a torn ligament in his wrist during the Baltimore Ravens game last Thursday, where Al's challenge went down like a burning blaze of glory. Same way Jake Browning's career is going to start against Mike Tomlin this week at home. Pittsburgh Steelers -1 over under 34.5. I'll just give it to you straight. I'm all over the Steelers. I'm all over the under. Where are you?
I'm all over Pittsburgh, man. -1. I mean, come on, dude. Really? That defense, Mike Tomlin. I mean, in Cincinnati against a backup quarterback, I don't see how TJ Watt and that defense loses this game. Is Micah Fitzpatrick coming back this weekend? I can't remember.
It is not confirmed from what I can see, but there is a chance. I believe he is questionable. Also, just so you know, Jake Browning gets to host this game with a 39% chance of rain and 12-mile-per-hour winds.
Yeah.
I like the under. The Steelers are going to crush them. It is my #1 printing money podcast lock of the week. And if you haven't noticed this year, guys, we are printing money on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Printing. so much value on Mike Tomlin teams right now.
Yep, definitely go with Pittsburgh on 100% minus the one, and definitely do that. It's a
What
good
do you
play.
think about the under?
Oh yeah, under 34.5. Yeah, that's I don't see.
Yeah, I was like, if you like the 33 and
We're about the under this game is defensive touchdowns, defensive points. Brown can. I mean, I feel like there's always a good chance where, Kenny Pickett makes a mistake and gives the Bengals a chance to score with first and goal because he throws a stupid pick, and same vice versa. Browning sack fumble, at their own goal line or
that's
near
okay
the
because neither team's going to score on offense.
I mean, if the Pittsburgh, I don't agree with that. If Pittsburgh is given a first and goal, I don't see the Bengals stopping Jalen Warren or Najee Harris in the end zone.
Sure, but to me, that's the defensive score. My point is, no one's going to drive the field in this football game.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, driving the field is going to be.
I feel more comfortable with the Pittsburgh Steelers moving the football when I watch them play when their defense is on the field.
Yeah, that's true. Minus one's the play.
I have another game that we can all just walk away from. The return of Desmond Ridder to the helm of the Atlanta Falcons, all through the ATL, where the New Orleans Saints come into town. It's a pick'em, or it's -1, or it's -1.5. It's all over the damn place from what I can see. The over, initially line opened at 40. It's been bet up to 42.5. I don't like a damn thing in this game because I don't know what to make of either one of these football teams. You?
Yeah, I mean, I think got to go with a better defense here. I think the Saints have way better defense. So we're going to Saints got to pick them. Don't see the Saints losing this game against Desmond Ridder. No chance. But this game also has potential to be a shootout too. So they're both coming off a bye. Both coming off a bye. So it's very, very chance that these teams are obviously well rested, ready to go. Maybe Ridder did something during the bye week. Who knows? But I will love taking the Saints at a pick here.
Did he get like an artificial intelligence chip that made him a quarterback? Because otherwise, I don't think it's going to help him.
I mean, he probably watched Tommy DeVito play quarterback and realized, well, fuck, this guy can do it. For Christ's sake, I got to do it.
Well, as long as he didn't take any throwing lessons with Zach Wilson, we might be okay. That's all I got there. Honestly, I got nothing on that game. I enjoy. The Los Angeles Rams travel on the road, fresh off a returning Matthew Stafford victory over Geno Smith and them Seahawks. They're going to go to Arizona, where Kyler has looked pretty good. Arizona -1.5, over 44.5. There's a lot of ones out there, too. There's even 2 pick'ems. Really, you can get whatever side of this game you want. I just don't really know what side of this game I want to be on. My initial intuition is I want to be on the Cardinals. Where do you want to be?
I have a pick 'em as well. Cardinals are at home. If Cooper Kupp's out and Stafford is obviously not 100%, he was in agony and some pain in last game. He's taking some hits on that hit. He took right to the ribs, man. I thought when he got
brutal.
When he got blown away, like literally he got punched right in the gut and flew. I was like, oh, he broke his ribs, but he got up and played. It was just the air knocked out of him. But man, he got lit up. So clearly he's in pain. He's in pain. His body's aching. He's not in his 20s. He's an older quarterback, so he's going to take some bumps and bruises. So this is going to be a dogfight game, division game. But I got to give the edge to Arizona, especially when you gave me no points up. I think Kyler Murray's kind of put some spark in that game. The Cardinals should have beat the Texans, really, if they should be the Texans. But Texans defense came up.
There was a drop at the end of that game. That guy should have caught the football. But there's all kinds of mistakes. Obviously, it never comes down to one play. But for me, really what happened was the Arizona Cardinals defense stepped up. They believe in Kyler. They have a reason to play with Kyler as their quarterback. And the Rams defense is just so
subpar,
suspect. It's so young. Other than Aaron Donald, who I certainly don't want to disrespect Aaron Donald, but other than Aaron Donald, there's just no talent. I mean, there's no Ramsey anymore. They're all young. They lose the line of scrimmage battle in the trenches every single week. And I just think that Kyler makes them have a really long day with his mobility, and I trust their defense more. So if you're going to give me a pick 'em, I'm going to take the Cardinals here.
Yeah, same here. I agree. I'll be on the Cardinals as well. I think that's a good play to take.
The Denver Broncos, -2.5 at home against P.J. Walker and the incoming Cleveland Browns, fresh off their defeat of the Pittsburgh Steelers. In P.J., do you trust Al?
Absolutely not. I'm sorry. No, thank you. I know the Browns have a really good defense, and they're probably going to give Wilson a hard time. But I got to give the edge to the Broncos here. I think the Broncos win this game easily. Not easily, excuse me. They win the game, no problem, I think. It's I don't see the PJ Walker doing much of anything on the road. Just don't like the guy. I mean, can't do it.
Yeah. I'm not betting it. I can't get a read on Denver, bro. I said this last week. You remember I said I couldn't get a read on Denver or Minnesota, and then Denver wins the game. It doesn't cover the spread. The spread's only 2.5.
I mean, Russell Wilson is one day he looks like, oh, he's back. Next game he looks like, oh, there's Wilson. He's back.
Right.
And then it's like.
But at least he has something to go back to. P.J. Walker doesn't have that attribute. So, if you ask me for my lean, I like Russell Wilson. Really, what I like in this game is the under 35. Both defenses are playing at a super high level, and both quarterbacks are suspect on their best day.
Why can't this game be a primetime game? Because then you get guaranteed under.
I'm sorry, primetime games are what?
Unders.
Oh. It only took 12 weeks.
11.
They go under. The 12th episode of the podcast is what I was referring to.
27-8 is the under this year, guys, on primetime games. 27-8 is the under.
I know the numbers. I bet them every week.
You sure do. You sure do.
This must be what it feels like. Winning. All right. The Philadelphia Eagles, fresh off the defeat of the Chiefs, who blew a 17-7 halftime lead as Montez Valdez-Scantling dropped a wide-open touchdown. Patrick Mahomes has literally got to be rolling over trying to beg for help. I mean, this is just horrible. It's absolutely horrible right now. Mahomes is playing so well, and his receiving core is so bad. But this isn't the Chiefs game. That game's next. This is the Eagles game where they got it done again. I got to be honest. They continue to look unimpressive. I continue to not understand how they've lost one game to Zach Wilson. But here we are, the number one ranked team in the National Football League. The Philadelphia Eagles at home, Lincoln Financial Field, -3 over the Buffalo Bills. It opened at 3.5. You can get into 3. 48.5 is some of the over at the moment. I got to be honest, the Bills look very unimpressive too, especially on the road, Al. I'm taking the Eagles, but I'm fearful here. The Eagles play the Niners next week. This is a huge letdown spot for Philly. Playing KC, then playing the Bills, then playing the Niners. One of the toughest stretches you're ever going to have in the NFL. An absolute massive letdown spot for the Eagles. But I'm laying it. Are you laying it?
No, sir. I think this is a trap line, 100%. I do not see Eagles covering that 3 points. I think the Eagles lose this game. They come off an amazing win last night in Kansas City. They're all hyped up. They're going back home. They're facing a team that has struggled all year long with Josh Allen. But then they got that following weekend where it's a huge conference game against the Niners that they have to look forward to. I think their minds are going to be on that Niners because they know if they beat San Francisco, they all but clinch home field advantage. So I feel like this is an opportunity. The Bills need to win this game, have to win this game. Like, it's a must-win for them. I think a Josh Allen in must-win games just comes out looking sharp. And I think this is a play. You got to go Buffalo. If you get 3.5, take it. But I think Buffalo wins the game outright. Pick on the money line. I like Buffalo a lot in this game. So I believe we have a challenge, sir.
Nope.
So challenge. No challenge.
No challenge.
No challenge? What?
So, let me tell you why we don't have a challenge. It's an awkward spot for me, okay? It's the same awkward spot I was in last night, right? I need the Eagles to lose this game so bad, the same way I needed the Eagles to lose yesterday, and they should have, so the Niners can get back to home field advantage for the playoffs. That while I'm forced to bet them with my head because they're just too good of a team to only be favored by 3. They just are. I can't, with my heart, go into a challenge. I'm going to bet this game and then root for the Bills the whole fucking day.
Why not? Why not just bet the Bills? I don't know.
Because I have no faith in the Bills.
Then if you want the Eagles to lose. You want the Eagles to lose. There's so many other opportunities to bet this week. Why bet on a game where you don't want that team to win?
I said lock it in because my job is to give the people that follow, subscribe, and watch consistently winning picks in the National Football League.
But that's not
I believe
pick. You're giving them
I believe it's going to be a winning pick, so I'm giving it. But I hate having to make it. I'm going to root for the Niners the entire time. It's literally going to feel like last night. You remember last night when we got to the end of the game, and I said, damn it, I really wanted the Eagles to lose, but I'll take the consolation prize of winning some money. That's how this is going to feel.
Take the Bills.
The Las Vegas Raiders host to Patrick Mahomes and that receiving core that literally no one has seen all year that we were just discussing. They're favored by 9.5 in some spots. That was the opening line. They're favored by 9 at some others. And then there's one random book that has them at 8, of course, that no one has an account at. I hate it, man. I just hate it. This is such a stupid line. 43.5 is the over. It's a Chiefs game. Chiefs games don't go over. I've been trying to tell you that.
You don't.
I like the under. And just shoot me, but I like the Raiders. It's too many points, man.
I agree. I'm with you on this one. It's a division game. They're at home. The Raiders are at home. And Antonio Pierce wants to win this game really bad. To give Raiders to give the Raiders any life at a playoff spot. So they lose this game 5-7. They lose. If they go to 5-7, their playoff season's pretty much over as far as playoff goes. If they win the game and upset the Chiefs and go 6-6, that gives them a hope that they have a chance to make the wild card. Hell, man, they beat the Chiefs. Essentially up to 7-4. I mean, there's actually a division chance there too. So, I think +9 is a huge number. The Chiefs shouldn't lose this game. They shouldn't, but I don't think they cover the 9 points. So, take the Raiders at home. They always play the Chiefs tough. Always play the Chiefs tough, especially in Vegas or in the Raiders' home stadium. So, and Chiefs are just not the Chiefs of the last couple of years. They clearly are struggling on offense. Patrick Mahomes is having a really bad season statistically wise. I mean, he's throwing touchdowns, but he's also throwing a lot of picks. He's, getting sacked a lot. He's under pressure a lot. His receivers can't catch balls. So, by all means, take the Raiders for the 9 points.
Okay. Well, when we agree, we agree. The Los Angeles Chargers, fresh off their collapse against Jordan Love, go back home, and they host the Baltimore Ravens. It's an afternoon game. 3.5 is the line. Baltimore, of course, favored. Over under 4D7. And I don't know what to do here. It's a Sunday night game, man. It's a Sunday night game, which means I have to bet the under. But it's the damn Chargers and the Ravens. I don't know how to do it now. I don't.
I mean, we said prior to 27-8, right? We know that 27-8 going into this week, correct? So we know we have the Niners on Thursday night at prime time. That game's going under 43, so it's going to be 28-8. We know Minnesota and Vikings playing on Monday night. That's 43. That's going to go under for sure. So it's going to be 29-8. So it's going to be 29-10 and 10 or 29-9 when the weekend's over because this game's going over. This game, if I fall, is going over. I'm not.
I can't bet an under with
Not
with the Baltimore Ravens offense and the
Yeah.
LA Chargers defense.
absolutely
I
not.
can't. So I'm not telling you to bet the over. Just avoid. I'm not betting. Here's the problem. To me, I really think that the only way this game goes over is that the Ravens score like 34 points,
Which is very possible.
which is very possible. But at that point, then just lay Baltimore minus 3.5.
Yeah, yeah. But I think this game's gonna be a shootout. My personal opinion of this game. I think it's gonna be a back and forth game of scoring. That's what I think. And oof, I love that Chargers 3.5. I think the Chargers' game.
Now you have a challenge because I'm all over the Baltimore Ravens minus 3.5, baby. Printing Money Podcast Challenge. Let's go.
Challenge unaccepted because I like the Chargers 3.5. Not saying I'm gonna bet it. I like it. I think they have a chance to cover, but I think the over 40. I was hoping you would do under, so I could challenge you with the over here. But no,
I can't.
you can't do it.
I can't. I
And
really
I
can't.
saw that on the schedule. I said, "Oh, I got my challenge this week."
I told everyone you just throw these bets in. You don't even look at the teams they're playing, and you go. I said that, and if you listen to me when I said that, we went 8-9 since then. So it's pretty good damn philosophy, but I can't. It's Brandon Staley, bro. He just gives up points in bunches.
Yeah,
There's no way.
yeah.
I'm laying the Baltimore Ravens minus 3.5. I think the Ravens rout the Chargers by double digits in this one. Monday Night Football, another epic matchup, Big Al. The Minnesota Vikings hosting the Bears. God, these primetime games are great. Minnesota minus 3.5 against Justin Fields at home, and the return, I hope, of Justin Jefferson. How do you feel about this game, Big Al? I like Minnesota.
JJ is questionable as of today. He practiced a limited participation in practice. I really think that they're going to hold him out again and have him come back on the bye week, after the bye week, because they have a bye next week. Why put Jefferson a week for the bye, risk a little flare up? They're not going to play Jefferson. No chance. He's going to be held out again, and he'll miss his 7th game of the season and go in the bye. And then if they win this game at 7-5, then he'll obviously play. If they lose and go to 6-6, I mean, they're pretty much their playoff hopes are slim to none in that NFC conference. I mean, there's so many more power teams in the NFC, so I don't see them, really challenging much anymore other than playing spoiler. So, I really think that JJ gets held out, and but this game is the under 43. I don't see them scoring a lot of points. Josh Dobbs.
It's a primetime game. Of course, the bet is the under. It goes without saying.
Yeah, of course. Exactly. Yeah. So I don't like anything on the spread. 3.5. I don't really have my opinion on 3.5. If I had to lean one way, I'd probably lean Justin Fields plus 3.5. He's getting plus points, and he's getting over the key number of 3. So, this game could be 20-17 easily. I think either Minnesota wins or Chicago wins 2017, but you got to lean on the spread. Lean the Bears 3.5.
I like Minnesota. I can tell you that a lot of the world likes Minnesota. 74% of the money, 79% of the tickets. Do you know, if you had a guess, what the most public bet game of the week is, Big Al?
Over the Chargers game.
The New York Giants. 83% of the tickets at 3.5. Either the public's getting sharp, or maybe there isn't value and we should be laying the Patriots. I'm not really sure. I don't see it. I'm backing Tommy DeVito. I'll be backing the Minnesota Vikings in this one. I'm going to be backing the under for sure. We're going to give you a very, 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 very quick recap analysis of our day. First, you've got the turkey teaser. Make sure you gobble it up. Detroit minus 1.5. Cowboys minus 3.5 or probably 5 for you. Niners in the pick'em. They will cover. Happy holidays for the Printing Money Podcast. You've got a lock-it-in action on the Steelers minus 1. We've got the Ravens minus 3.5 in a challenge that Al won't accept. I've got the Eagles minus 3 Al likes Buffalo. You can lay off if you want. He wants to challenge me. I won't accept. Everyone's a bunch of bitches this week. 49ers minus 6.5. We love that game. Both of us absolutely love that game. I would call that our bet of the week. We see value in the Raiders. We see some value in Arizona. We see some value in the Giants. And we've got some value in Houston. But none of them are official printing money plays. They will be printing money sprinkles, at least on my end. I'm definitely going to bet them all. It's a good slate of games. It's going to be a wonderful week of football. We missed anything, Big Al?
Nope, that's it.
Do us a favor. If you like the podcast, you're a fan of the content, hit the follow button. Give us a like, subscribe, get a notification bell so you don't miss anything we're doing in the future here at the Printing Money Podcast. Thank you so much for coming out to watch another episode here with us. I can't tell you how much you guys mean to what we do on this channel. Happy holidays. Have a wonderful week with all your families. That's it for the Printing Money Podcast, where sports betting isn't just a game. It's an art.
Aim for the top like, hello. Yeah, I can never doubt myself.